In this short video, we're going to take a look at pre-event arbs and in-play arbs. Now, very simply, pre-event arbs are arbing opportunities that arise before the event takes place, and in-play arbs are arbing opportunities that arise during the match or event. So let's start off by taking a look at the advantages and the disadvantages of pre-event arbs. So the first advantage of a pre-event arb is they are slow moving. This means you will generally have a lot more time to actually find the bet selections and do your calculations. Therefore, this means there's less chance of getting your calculations wrong. There's also plenty of time to be notified of any cancellation of bets. Now, I'll talk about bookies cancelling bets in the next section. And of course, one of the other advantages of placing pre-event arbs is that you can place your bets any time of the day or week. So you can just switch on your arb finder software anytime during the week, after work, when you've come in from work, and it will notify you if there are any arbing opportunities. This of course differs to if you're doing in-play arbs. For example, if you're doing in-play arbs on the football, let's say the Premiership football, where you'll be restricted to the match times. And there are of course some disadvantages to placing pre-event arbs, and the first one being that lots of bets may have been placed on that selection. This is because the pre-event arbs tend to stay up for longer, so more people jump on these arbing opportunities. Therefore, this increases the chances of being flagged by a bookmaker, and ultimately in some extreme situations having your bets restricted or your accounts closed. However, this situation is extremely rare, and it's only a small number of bookmakers that actually take these actions. And finally, basically, there are just fewer pre-event arbs than there are in-play arbs. So that's why a lot of professional arbers just like to actually do in-play arbing, say on a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon on the football, so they're getting loads of arbs in there in a short space of time. Okay, so what about in-play arbs? The first advantage of in-play arbs, as I've already touched on before, is there are more of these arbs available than pre-event arbs. So you can actually find more arbs in a shorter space of time and therefore make faster profits. Secondly, there are less people placing bets on the same selections. This is because the arbing opportunities come and go very quickly. So naturally, less people are betting on the same selections. Also, with in-play arbs, you can actually plan your time around certain events. So, for example, Saturday afternoon, you might want to just set aside the hours of between 3 and 5 p.m. just to arb the Premiership football. And there are of course some disadvantages of doing in-play arbs, and the most obvious one is the odds are very fast moving. This obviously increases the chances of you making an error or the odds changing before you're actually able to place the bets. And we'll talk about this more in the next section, and actually how to overcome or avoid this happening as much as possible. The other key thing to note here with in-play arbs is also there is less time to be notified if a bookie has decided to cancel one of your bets. Now, this is a very rare situation, but it does happen, so it's important that you are aware of it. And again, we'll talk about more about bookies cancelling bets in the next section. And that brings us to the end of section 3. I hope you're enjoying the course so far. Please join me in section 4, where we'll take a look at keeping your bookmaker accounts healthy and avoiding risk.